Hey guys, what's up? This is Nephis here, and today I want to address something that keeps coming back to haunt me in both ESO and out of ESO in regards to something we refer to as animation canceling in ESO or weaving in ESO. Uh, the Elder Scrolls Online has been out as a game for 5 to 6 years. That's like half a decade, right? That's like the 20th of the century. And people these days, they still think animation canceling is cheating or that weaving is cheating. And I even had someone PM me in Discord the other day, like a newish player starting out in the game. Is it true that I can get banned for animation canceling? Is it true that's against the terms of service? And I'm like, oh fuck me, here we go again. All right, so in this video, I'm not really gonna go over how the animation cancel or whatever. I'll just be basically summarizing what it is. I'll say that for future videos where I do plan on making a animation canceling and weaving guide, a very comprehensive one, in fact. But I'll be summarizing what it exactly is and the history behind it, and we're finally going to be answering this long-standing question of is animation canceling exploiting or is it cheating? We're going to be explaining that. We're going to be answering that question in this video once and for all. Like, so if you have friends or people who keep telling you that animation canceling is cheating, or that you shouldn't do it because it might get you banned, just show them this video, alright? Oh, and joining me, it's Stoneheart. So basically, animation canceling is lining up skills, light attacks, or whatever actions, and pretty much shortening the process in which, like, your skills or things go out at. So as an example, as a really simple example, I'm gonna do a light attack animation. That's the light attack animation. Now I'm going to do a skill animation like Heroic Slash. That is the full Heroic Slash animation. Now what happens now is I will do a light attack and a Heroic Slash. So watch closely. Light attack, Heroic Slash. Now if you notice, the light attack was a bit faster because I canceled it out with Heroic Slash. So here's a light attack animation again. And here's a Heroic Slash animation again. Boom, boom. Right? And there's a lot of things you can apply this concept to, like canceling the skill or the animation of a skill by bar swapping, for example. Look at this. This is the animation for Igneous Shield. That's the full animation, but if I bar swap after the fact, no animation, right? And this applies to DPSing, tanking, healing in PvE. Definitely a lot of cases in PvP where this will give you an advantage. For sure, and that's where a lot of people's issues seems to come in. Oh, this is unfair advantage. This is cheating. This is exploiting. It's not. So with that being said, I am going to go into the history of animation canceling and clear up some misconceptions people seem to still have, even people who don't really think animation canceling is cheating. So, for those of you who weren't there back then, we have to time travel back to the year 2014, and it was around late September or early October, or somewhere around there, that there was a guild summit held between ZeniMax Online Studios and the representatives from major guilds. And this was long before there was even the concept of, I think, feedback groups or class rep program, right? And even back then, I don't think a lot of people paid attention to the guild summit. I know some people did, and most people just didn't really give a shit. And I think there was a lot of more. There's more, not disappointment, but anger or upset emotions over the fact that not everyone was invited, or that certain guilds had too much sway in the direction of the game, which I don't think really was true. But yeah, so they held a summit back in 2014, and it was a 2-day summit where they basically talked about the entire game. They talked about the art, they talked about the gameplay, they talked about the combat. And this particular video, which I'll link down in the video description, you can actually listen to what they're talking about in regards to combat responsiveness. Straight away, nothing has really changed. I mean, at one point in this video, there's this guy that's like, well, that's cool and all, but the things we're seeing on the screen, you guys are showing us, isn't the same as our experience in Cyrodiil. It's very laggy in Cyrodiil, so some things never change. But anyway, they talk a lot about combat responsiveness, and like it's not just pressing a button and seeing the result on the screen. It's also like you could feel that you missed an attack. You could feel that, hey, this weapon skill line is a bit more faster than the other, stuff like that. I mean, a lot of people call me crazy when, I'm like, well, I can feel that I missed a hitbox or something while I'm playing the game. But they definitely succeeded in terms of making combat responsiveness much more responsive, right? So basically, in this meeting, where a lot of guilds attended, I believe it was Gaskyat, and there was Hodor, surprise, and there was also Entropy Rising and Art of Warfare. There were other guilds that attended, but those are some pretty big names even now. And the devs basically, in summary about animation canceling, they said, okay, well, it's actually intended. It's not cheating. It's not exploiting. There was another byproduct of animation canceling that they said they didn't intend, but the animation canceling, you heard it here first, folks. It wasn't really a mistake. It was intended. I mean, I'll show you what the basic summary of the notes were. So if we go to Tamriel Foundry, and I had to actually look through this up through the Google's cache because they had long since deleted, or maybe it's just in error. Basically, if we scroll down, they talk about the attack animation and so on, and they even had questions for the devs in regards to the role of animation canceling, right? And animation attack priority is currently driven by gameplay mechanics, and animation design is created to support the gameplay features. Animation canceling with macro usage is cheating, quote unquote, but the way that attacks currently interact is intended, but will be hopefully improved in the future. So with this being said, animation canceling is intended. It is not cheating. It is not exploiting, as said by the company that literally made the game. So what does this mean? It means you don't have to be worried about getting banned, or you don't have to worry when someone accuses you of exploiting or cheating when you do animation canceling. I don't know why so many people still are hung up on this one point, and that they're like happy that it should be happy to say that it's cheating or that it's unfair. But in reality, animation canceling and weaving in ESO is definitely one of the finer points of the combat system in the Elder Scrolls Online. Without it, it would, I think, be a lot more dull, a lot more boring. And there's a certain skill ceiling too, with which you can take your DPS or whatever with animation canceling in the game in PvP and PvE. So it's something good, in my opinion, rather than something detrimental to the majority of the player base. But again, I don't know why people keep saying it is. So yeah, there you go, guys. There you have it. I mean, after this summit notes came out, I think the LTA even came out with a guide for animation canceling. You hear he's literally teaching like a crowd of people in Eldenroot or Groutwood how to weave, how to animation cancel. So I mean, from that point on, it just became a staple of ESO and not really exploiting or cheating, as some people still believe to this day. And even from Deltia to Lefty Lucy to whatever other predecessor in content creation before me, they made all these guides. I strongly recommend you check these out for explanations and how to do it sufficiently. I'll be making my own guide soon. But I just want to let everyone know that animation canceling, once and for all, is not cheating. It will not get you banned. It is not an exploit, and you should definitely feel free to practice it and do it. And I'm willing to bet any amount of money, any amount of ESO gold, that the same people who tell you, oh, that's cheating or exploiting, has done it unintentionally. That's how deep animation canceling is in the system. So like maybe the animation cancel, when they try to block an attack but had to let a skill off. That's animation canceling. So did they exploit? Did they cheat? I don't know. Who knows? But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching the video, and thanks for bearing with me here, Stoneheart. So you want to say bye to the audience? No? I think he just looked really grumpy. But anyway, guys, thanks so much for watching the video. And if you enjoy content like this, and if you want to see the guide I'm coming out with for animation canceling, subscribe and hit that bell notification. And as always, stay safe and have fun.